Experimental mRNA jabs are set to replace all of our medicines, according to Bill Gates and the globalist elite, who are warning that we'll be forced to take hundreds of these jabs every year if we wish to participate in society. Despite the legions of people who've died suddenly or suffered devastating health consequences, Bill Gates and the globalists are touting the mRNA COVID jabs as a huge success. According to big pharma executives, there is a coming tsunami of mRNA medicines, including heart disease and cancer medicine, which just so happens to be the two main problems caused by the mRNA jabs in the first place. Join us as we expose those responsible for this crime against humanity and help us spread the word so their wicked plans don't come to fruition. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to get access to uncensored videos and to join us in our mission to awaken the masses. Instead of being hauled before an international tribunal for crimes against humanity, the globalist elite are lording it over the masses, boasting that the lockdowns, face masks, and forced jabs of COVID was just the beginning. Anthony Fauci emerged from the shadows this week to declare that unvaccinated people must be locked down this winter. During an appearance at Georgetown University, Fauci made it clear that he supports locking down and punishing those in society who are not yet vaccinated. Big pharma executives are singing from the same hymn sheet, declaring that anybody who dares to refuse their mRNA jabs in the future should be punished by exclusion from society. And in case you were wondering, Big Pharma have literally hundreds, yes hundreds, of different mRNA jabs on the production line right now. There is a coming tsunami of mRNA medicines, according to Melissa J. Moore, Moderna's chief scientific officer.
So when I went on clinicaltrials.gov this morning, it turns out that there are over 175 clinical trials now open using mRNA-based medicines that are recruiting patients. Another 54 clinical trials are waiting in the rings, ready to be opened. So there is a coming tsunami of mRNA medicines.
If that wasn't disturbing enough, Moderna's chief scientific officer also boasted that Big Pharma will soon be injecting mRNA straight into people's hearts. Yes, she's talking about the same hearts that were healthy until the vaccine rollout caused millions of people all over the world, including fit and healthy young people and elite athletes, to keel over with heart problems.
Last year, Moderna and AstraZeneca reported positive results from a clinical trial where patients who, during open heart surgery, were dosed with messenger RNA injected directly into their heart muscles that told their heart muscles to grow new blood vessels in order to get around clogged arteries.
And don't worry about the millions of cases of turbo cancer caused by mRNA around the world. Big Pharma have an answer for that too. That's right, more mRNA.
And for cancer patients, we're creating personalized cancer vaccines. These vaccines are meant to train their bodies, their immune systems, to attack their cancers. These are truly personalized medicines, one vaccine for one person. Now, for personalized cancer vaccines to be the most effective, we need to get them made and back to the patient as quickly as possible. We aim for a turnaround time of 45 days. By January of 2020, we had already manufactured, quality controlled, and delivered to several dozen patients personalized cancer vaccines. So we had the know-how and the capacity to manufacture vaccines quickly. Thus, when the sequence of the SARS-CoV-2 virus was posted to a public web server on January 10th, 2020, we got immediately to work. Within 2 days, we had agreed with our collaborators at NIH on exactly which form of the spike protein to put in our vaccine. Because we had done so many times before, it then took our mRNA design team just 1 hour to design the mRNA that we immediately put onto our manufacturing equipment. We were then able to make that RNA, get it quality controlled, fill finish, and shipped off to NIH for the clinical trial in 45 days. Now, what I find What I find truly remarkable is that mRNA sequence that took us 1 hour to design is the same mRNA sequence that went into your arms, that ended up in Spikevax, our now fully approved vaccine. 1 hour to design a medicine that has saved countless lives. It still gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it.
That's right. The elite are now admitting that they created the experimental jab in 1 hour, and they're trying to convince the masses that that's something to be proud of. We really are living in Orwell's world now. War is peace, ignorance is strength, paedophilia is normal, and vaccines created in 1 hour are nothing to be worried about. Make no mistake, the global elite are licking their lips about the hundreds of mRNA vaccines in the pipeline. At this year's Davos summit, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair boasted that the slew of new injectables and vaccines will give the WEF the opportunity to change the world. Watch as the notorious globalist struggles to maintain a straight face while promising the new injectables will be for the world's benefit.
There is an ongoing challenge and opportunity, and I think that is not just about COVID. It's about the fact that we are going to have a whole slew of new vaccines, injectables, that are going to deal with some of the worst diseases in the world, that give us the opportunity to make big changes in the health of the world.
The elites weren't counting on humanity waking up to their evil agenda. As soon as it became clear that a significant percentage of the population was too smart to get vaccinated, they had to work on cunning alternative schemes to force their jabs on us. After this quick break, we'll expose the World Economic Forum's latest plan to force jab the unvaccinated. Forewarned is forearmed. But first, an important message from our sponsor. MyPillow's range of products are all designed to give you the very best night's sleep of your life every damn night. No more waking up with a stiff neck. The MyPillow cooling technology will also help keep you cool the whole night through. It truly is the longest lasting and best pillow you'll ever own. And Mike Lindell is giving viewers of The People's Voice huge discounts on all of the awesome MyPillow products in his store. Visit mypillow.com/TPV and use promo code TPV at the checkout. Purchasing these American-made products helps support our show. And as a thank you, you'll also receive a free gift by using the promo code TPV. Visit mypillow.com/TPV now or call 1-800-923-1845 and use promo code TPV. That's 1-800-923-1845 and promo code TPV to get your free gift and to take advantage of the massive discount. Reporting on the globalist elite is a full-time job because, as the Bible tells us, wicked doesn't sleep. Take Bill Gates as a case in point. Rather than admitting that humanity is waking up to the truth about the disastrous COVID-19 jabs, Gates, who is not a doctor, is doubling down and taking it upon himself to vaccinate the world by stealth. According to the billionaire eugenicist, farm animals, including cows, pigs and chickens, have inadequate genetics. And the only way to fix those genetics is to vaccinate every farm animal in the world with new mRNA vaccines that will find their way onto your family's dinner plates. That's right. Bill Gates, America's largest owner of farmland, has boasted that he's slipping mRNA into the food supply.
Well, the Gates Foundation has partnered with DFID on a great number of things, and among those are work we do together on livestock, helping animals survive either by having vaccines or better genetics, helping them be more productive. It's making a big difference. I was down in Ethiopia seeing how chickens are out there laying more eggs, getting more nutrition, and even some small savings into the household. So Edinburgh happens to be where a lot of the world's best work on this is done, and that's why DFID and the Gates Foundation are funding scientists here.
World Economic Forum infiltrated countries like Australia are signing up to Bill Gates' new scheme, desperate to force jab the non-compliant in their country. But Gates isn't resting on his laurels. His laser-like focus to vaccinate the entire world, whether they comply or not, has also led to him investing hundreds of millions of dollars in genetically modified mosquitoes designed to operate as flying vaccinators. And if this sounds far-fetched, you should be aware that the NIH is already vaccinating humans using Gates' mosquitoes. According to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Anybody who's prepared to allow Bill Gates to dictate world and US health policy should take a long, hard look at his record in Africa. Perhaps millions of children have died unnecessarily, according to Kennedy Jr., who shared information from a peer-reviewed publication in a respected journal. Anyone defending Bill Gates and WHO needs to explain Morganson et al. 2017. This is a peer-reviewed publication in a respected journal by leading scientists describing outcomes akin to genocide, said Kennedy Jr. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. also slammed Gates and his messianic conviction that he is ordained to save the world with technology. Speaking of false messiahs, the World Economic Forum let slip that they are hatching plans to vaccinate us through the water supply.
Just based on what you just said, that's also of course true with COVID, right? We are all only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. You know, climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well, some understand it a bit, some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things, but anyway.
We can't allow these globalists and biotech companies to get away with murder. Given that we know that the elite are determined to depopulate the world, it's time to draw a line in the sand. As Kennedy Jr. stated, this is starting to look unmistakably like genocide. Here at The People's Voice, we are determined to expose the crimes of the elite and bring them to justice. But we can't do it alone. We need your help to spread the truth far and wide. Subscribe to the channel and join the People's Voice Locals community to join us in our mission to educate the masses about what's really happening behind the scenes in the world today.